Hi, hi everyone. I'm more of a sharer. I'm not a speaker or whatever. I'm just sharing from you my experience. Uh, I I've suffered from ankylosing spondylitis when I was diagnosed at the age of 29. But 10 years before, when I was in my teen, I have already had problems with my joints and stuff like that. But it took the doctors 10 years to diagnose that I was a ankylosing spondylitis patient. By then, my whole spine, from my neck up to my sacroiliac, has all been fused during that period. During that 10 years, it has all been fused. So I'm actually very stiff. And worse is that in 2010, I had a car accident at the Maju Expressway, and that make it even worse because I was put on a cast. Joanne, do you have that picture of the cast?
One moment.
Because after my car accident, I have to be put on a cast because I have fractured my lumbar 2 and 3. And because I refused to go for an operation to put some screws, which a doctor cannot tell me how many screws they were going to put for me. So on that basis, I did not went through the surgery, and the doctor put me on a plastic cast. I don't know whether Joanne can show it in the picture later. That cast has actually caused a lot of pain because the cast actually starts from my armpit right to my sacroiliac. It's half my body. It doesn't matter, but because I was put on that cast, my whole spine, my protruding neck was really bad because the cast actually, I have to wear the cast for 24 hours, even in my sleep. I was only allowed to take the cast out when I go for a shower. Other than that, I have to be on the cast for 24 the rest of the time, even in my sleep. So that has caused a lot of problems to me. And in addition to the accident, in 2020, during MCO, I fell from the bed. And when I fell from the bed, I lost my mobility to walk. That's why in the first picture you see, I was actually on walker. I was on a walker for I think a year plus. It is a very hard plastic cast, that was wrapped under from my armpit up to my sacroiliac. That is just so that it kind of stabilized my fracture, So that is why, as the days goes by after my accident, my neck was protruding very badly, okay, because of the cast. So I was introduced to Life Wave on August 15, 2023 by my brother-in-law. And prior to using the patch, I always have to nap in the afternoon. Without fail, every afternoon I will have to nap 2 to 3 hours. And because I was not mobile during those periods, I sleep most of the time. And without fail, the afternoon nap I have to take my afternoon nap. So when I put on the patch, I went like, hey, what's wrong? Where did I get the energy from? My first 2 weeks was a real honeymoon to me. I did not have to take my afternoon nap. I could just go on the day. I could do my stuff, but then after the 2 weeks, healing crisis hit, and I was really in pain. I complained so much during those periods when I was patching. I will call my brother-in-law. I will call his upline, and I complained that I had pain. I had pain over my, it was not on my neck, okay, but it started from my hip. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I have hip osteoarthritis and hip osteoporosis as well. My problems was all on my lower limb. It was all from my hips down to the sole of my feet, where there are days that I can't even get up and put my feet on the floor. Those were the healing crisis, and it's really bad. There are days I just want to give up. There are days I ask my brother-in-law, what on earth are these patches? Why am I getting so bad? But as the day went by, I seen improvement. You know, I've seen improvement, and I have been patching for 11 months now. And to be honest, I think I have seen a lot of benefit from the patches. I patch generally X39 and Eon, and only after 3 months I started with X49 to build my muscles, because I really couldn't walk. I couldn't walk much. So X49 has helped me build up my muscles. Okay. And Joanne don't have my latest picture. My protruding neck is not so bad now. The patches has actually helped to kind of lubricate my joints or whatever. I really don't know, but I am not as bad as this picture. Okay. I stand more erect, it's a bit more upwards now. Okay. So those were they are really bad times. I can tell you, healing crisis is no joke. And by the way, I did 4 rounds of CRP. My last round of CRP was really, really bad. I told I said, I felt like I'm half paralyzed. It's like the pain went from left to right, right to left, and it kept moving around. The pain kept shifting from left to right. And at that point, when I was struggling with the pain, Chin said, you can have my permission to take your tramadol painkiller, which I took for 5 days. Okay. And throughout my 11 months, that was the only time I took painkiller. Prior to that, I used to take Acoxia nearly every day, to combat my pain. But for this 11 months, I have only taken 5 tramadol, and that was because of my 4th CRP that was really severe. The healing crisis was really, really bad. Okay. So, but I'm thankful. I've seen a lot of improvement. My hair definitely have grown, and it's dropped lesser. And my white hair has turned, I would say, 80% black, remaining still a bit of grayish underneath, So, and in terms of complexion, definitely is much better. But sad to say, my fingernails are not growing long enough and not hard. Like people always say they have harder nails. I still do not have, after 11 months, I don't see that miracle. Nails growing long, and I think there's something to do with my liver, because I have some liver problems. I have gallbladder stones, and I have liver issue as well. So that's basically me. And now you see on this picture, you can see that I can sit and I can actually reach the pedal. Before that, I couldn't even climb up I couldn't even sit properly. As now you can see, that's why I am aiming that by 13 months, because I'm 63. So by right, being a low blood pressure, I have to patch for 13 months. So now I'm coming into my 12 months, and I'm looking forward to the day that I can really drive, that I can sit and can drive. Okay. And that's all from me, Joanne.